Hello and welcome to another episode of Mom Powers. I'm your host, Coleen Krubl. Today I'm going to talk with my guests about what it's like to be a mom of young children and work outside the home. But before we dive into our conversation, I wanted to give a sincere thank you to the Ohio University Women's Center for letting us film here today. And I wanted to give a shout out to our female crew that's working behind the scenes today. Thanks, ladies. So let's dive right in and meet our guests. To my immediate right, we have Emily Richards. Emily, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, your children? You have 2 young children, and you work outside at the home. I should mention that all 3 of our guests today work here at Ohio University, and we all have something in common. We all have kindergartners that are in the same class.
That's right.
Yes. So, Emily, let's hear a little bit about you.
Yeah, my name's Emily, and I have 2 daughters. Ella is in kindergarten. She's 5.5, and Maeve is 2. And I'm an instructor in the School of Art. And yeah.
All right.
That's
Okay. Next we have Corinne Nielsen-Tucker. And so Corinne, let's hear, you have 2 daughters. So let's hear a little bit about you.
I do. I have a daughter, Ella, who's in 3rd grade, and I have Genevieve, who's in kindergarten. And I work here at OU in the Department of Biological Sciences. I'm assistant professor. I teach Introduction to Human Anatomy and Physiology, and I have a research lab where we study genetics and brain development.
And next we have Lora Clapp, mother of 4 children, 8 and under, or
right.
yeah, almost 9. Your oldest is almost 9.
Almost 9 in May.
Yes, but 8 and under. So let's hear about you.
Yeah, I have 4 kids. They are all adopted, and which would explain why I could be significantly older than anyone else sitting here, but that's all right. So I have a 8-year-old in the 3rd grade, and 2 6-year-olds in kindergarten, and a 5-year-old who's still in preschool and who will hopefully be in kindergarten next year.
Yeah.
I'm actually retired from Ohio University. I was the assistant dean in University College for freshman programs, and I teach, however, still in the learning community programs every fall, and then in the winter I substitute teach. Usually at Beacon School, which is for both physically and developmentally disabled children in the county. So
All right.
that's what keeps me busy.
All right. So what I wanted to focus on today is to talk about what it's like trying to find balance in our lives, because as mothers of young children, we are so incredibly busy, and then you throw in working outside the home on top of that, and it gets so crazy. So who wants to chime in first? What do you find the hardest about trying to find balance?
For me, the hardest thing I'd say is trying to get enough sleep, honestly. So
That was actually one of the questions I wanted to ask today. What do you give enough priority to that you are willing to give up sleep to make sure that it gets done? So it's interesting.
I guess for me, it's trying to strike that balance somehow. I haven't figured it out yet, how to strike the balance. But I do work a full day. Usually go home and spend time with the family, and then a lot of nights I'm picking up work again after the kids have gone to sleep.
Right. So how many nights a week would you say you're up later than what you want to be?
Probably 4.
Yeah. And is that usually weeknights, or does that spill over into the
It
weekends?
spills over into the weekends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many hours a night do you typically average, do you think, sleep?
This semester is a little better. Probably about 6 hours.
Okay.
Probably average about 6
All right.
hours. So I'd like more, but it's
Right.
also what I feel I need to do to try to feel like I'm doing well at both my work outside the home and with my family.
Right, right. So how about for you, Emily?
Yeah, so sleep is definitely something that suffers. I, for example, stayed up till after 1 o'clock making a quiz last night. For me, it's cooking and having food every day is what the balance that suffers. Like, somehow it all sneaks up on me.
Right, I know, I get that feeling too, like, oh yeah, it's supper time, what are we having for supper?
Right.
So what do you do?
And
Is
so
it mainly supper that you feel like that's where you could use more balance, or is it all meals?
It's mainly
Breakfast.
dinner, and it's like it sneaks up on me, and everyone's tired, and everyone's become hangry, and everyone's running around and being crazy. And we've had pizza one night this week, and we had Chinese food last night, so it's not great. But
Yeah.
everyone was fed.
Right, right. I get that.
So yeah, I don't know what the solution is. And for striking a balance, I'm definitely not achieving that balance. I have a hard time prioritizing my work over my family, so I'll let my work slide, and then I end up staying up too late to do the work that needs to happen. And
Right.
so I will take advice about achieving balance from many of you.
It's not that I thought
Yeah.
we would have all the answers today, but just to hear what others are experiencing sometimes helps us feel a little stronger in our day-to-day struggles. And who knows, we might actually get some tips from one another that you're like, oh, I could do that in my house. So how about you, Laura?
Well, I think it's unfair because, I mean, when I was still working full time and we had the 3 small kids, that was definitely an issue. I mean, I just remember holding Elizabeth at one point and crying, going, I can't do this. There's absolutely. But now, I think for me, is I have my husband. He's the night owl. So, and we've struck that balance of, all right, I will do dinner and I will do the cleanup and I will get the kids ready for bed, but anything else that needs to be done after that, because he's going to stay up, is you.
Nice.
You know what? And I'll go read to them and sleep with them until, and then, so that's been our balance, is figuring out whose pattern is suited for what part of the day. And he's not the day or the dinner person, so that's going to be me, but he can stay up and do whatever else needs to be kind of put together and made ready for the next morning. So that's been the balance to strike, and that was hard to find because we were always just just trying to do the same things and not really finding each other's strengths. I mean, that's been sort of the ongoing push and pull is, okay, what are you good at and what am I good at, and let's not try to overlap, but actually just do those things and then kind of
So when do you think
balance
you
out.
kind of finally realized who's got which strengths and should do which
it
pieces?
probably took when we finally had Star, the 4th, and that's the other thing, what parent is best with which child. I mean, Star's kind of hyperactivity is too much for me. I mean, if I had her all day, I would be in bed by 6 p.m. But that doesn't bother him.
Okay.
So that was just, again, just the push and pull and trying to, and just seeing what worked and what didn't work. And
So what things is he doing after you've gone to bed? Is he folding laundry?
sometimes folding laundry, sometimes just prepping for the morning because, just getting ready.
So what kind of prep? Like making lunches, setting out school clothes?
Well, I do that part, but he'll get because we often make breakfast, I'm sure, and or he's cleaning up the house because that's not something I want to do at whatever.
Right.
So those kinds of things. Or sometimes he's going to the grocery store
Ah.
at 10 p.m. or filling the carpet. I mean, those kinds of things. And there's no way I'm going back out of the house to do
Okay.
those kinds of things. So.
Okay.